Hi, my name is Wyatt White. I'm the Education Director and the Product Manager at Beadalon. Today I'll be showing you how to set a stone, a faceted stone, in a square wire ring. Now we're going to make a ring and we're going to set it. It's a faceted stone. It's got a bottom on it and of course some edges. And we're going to be using square wire. This is the square wire, and it's made of tarnish resistant brass. This is a medium temper or a half hard wire. And for a ring, today we're going to make it a size 6.5 or 7. So I'm going to use approximately 7 inches of wire. I always like to err on the long side so that you have plenty of wire to make the basket that's going to hold the stone. Actually, 7 inches is too long. We can cut that back to 6. And again, I'm going to straighten the wire just with my hands. And the wire doesn't have to be completely straight because we're going to be wrapping it around a ring mandrel to get to the point where we want. I'm going to use 4 strands of wire. 2 of the strands will be used to help hold the whole ring together. And then the others will be the basket that will make the basket. So we've got the 4 wires together, and they need to be pretty much side by side. Now when we bend these wires around the ring mandrel, I like to start out one size smaller than the ring that I want to make. So we want a 6.5 ring. So I'm going to bend the wires around a size 5.5 to get started. And the reason I do that is because when we pull this, the wire is going to bounce back and it's going to roughly get to the larger size. Now the tricky part here, we have to interlace these wires. So I want to take the very last wire here and put it in front of that one, and then take the next one and put it between those, and then the same thing with this one in between that. And then those are already separated. So again, we want to keep it at that 6.5, size 6.5. So we're going to bend over a little bit smaller. And we're going to take this last one on this side and bend around, and the first one on this side, and bend this guy around, pulling the wire as taut as you can get it each time you make a round. This is going to hold the whole ring together, so it's got to be nice and pulled and tight. It does take some pulling to hold this whole thing together. And I'm going to pull this up into the center. I'm going to pull this one up into the center so that they're pretty much side by side in the center here. And we should have it at about a 6.5. Yeah, we're a little bigger than 6.5, but we can adjust it just a little bit. I'm going to pull this back down under so that this holds the whole mechanism together. I can go back in here and tighten these just on the top to have that flatten out nicely. Okay, we've got our ring. We can adjust this a little bit. I'm going to pull these apart to form the basket. I like to leave these on here while we're forming the ring, just to make sure that we've got everything tidied up. So we have the six wires, and the best way to start forming the basket is to go diagonal. So this needs to be in the same line as this, and the same with this one, trying to keep the angles just about right. Now the stone is very flat, so it's got to fit down in here fairly nicely, and we're going to want each of these corners to be over one of these cuts on the stone. So we're fairly close, and it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. And this is what I call the loosey-goosey ring, because this actually has some movement, which makes it a much easier ring to wear because it actually does move. And we'll secure the stone up in here just in a few minutes. Just want to make absolutely certain that we've got all of our angles coming to the right places. The stone's sitting down in there just right. And if we wanted to, just cut these so that that one's about the same size as the other. And we're just going to put an added little feature of a coil right here, just like that. And we'll do the other one the same way. So creatively getting rid of the ends is always something you want to experiment with when you're doing any kind of wire wrapping, especially with square wire. Being able to get rid of those ends in a clever and cute way always helps with the design. See, so that's kind of nice. It'll be nice underneath the stone. So now we just need to make sure we're on our corners, and then very carefully place the wire in the center of the corner and bend up. Center, bend up. Hold it down and bend that straight up. Bring that to the center and bend that straight up. So we've almost got our stone to the point where we can start figuring out exactly what we're going to do with the ends of these. But get them all to where they're sitting straight up, and your stone should be hopefully at the right angle both here and here. We've still got a little bit of movement going on, but we can change that pretty easily. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to bend these up and down and kind of put the end of it right at the tip of the stone with a little loop. So I've got to figure out my size. And again, here you just have to kind of eyeball it. I don't want a lot of material left, but I'm going to say it's going to be approximately from the edge of the top of the edge of the stone, we're going to go about 1/4 of an inch. So let's try that. Then just come around the stone and kind of line your pliers, the cutters, excuse me, up with the last cut. And then you can go back and correct that once you get them all fairly close. That end one was a little bit long. There we go. Across this side. I want that to be approximately 1/4 of an inch. Same on this side and also there. Now we're going to take the chain nose pliers and very carefully grab and twist this so this comes down just like that. I like to set from opposite ends. So I did that one, so I'm going to go diagonally across and opposite to kind of get this one to set down. The same way. Okay, and this one's a little tighter, so I want to twist that one down just a little bit more. This needs to be in the middle, so I need to bring it out. Okay, now we've got that one in. We want to do the opposite of that one. This one needs to be just a tad shorter. Now we've got our stone set, and we probably just need to adjust some of these prongs just a little bit. This one needs to be bent back over so that we're there. And we've got our ring.